Bitcoin mining. This is one of the most interesting topic when it comes to Bitcoin. And as we said, we are teaching and training and equipping and informing about the cryptocurrency. This is about Bitcoin mining. But now I will just deal with I won't go into details because it will take more time. But if you go to our CROWD1 training, that's where we specify and do into details in terms of everything and anything about the cryptocurrency. But now just so that you have information when it comes to Bitcoin mining. You have heard of people talking about the Bitcoin mining, on mining Bitcoin or with Bitcoin Vault. By the end of this presentation, you will have an idea of what is Bitcoin mining. It is not a complicated process if you know anything about mining. You go underground, you go and get the gold, you go and get diamonds, precious stones. It is more of the same process, it is more of the same concept, but with Bitcoin mining it is a bit different. But before we proceed, let us say this, please don't forget, we have made it more easier now for people to join my team. You just scan the code, it will take you to where you register, and then you register under me. As soon as I recognize you, I contact you, we come together, we train you, we equip you, we prepare you, we inform you when it comes to about concerning anything about CROWD1. So come, let's come be part of this team, of this great team, which is still growing and also expanding within the CROWD1 family. But another thing, please don't forget to subscribe. I always say, by subscribing, you just click a button, but that button says a lot about you committing to CROWD1 TV, so that the CROWD1 members, the CROWD1 membership, the CROWD1 leadership can even bring you more news about CROWD1. So by subscribing, you are also encouraging us to bring you more news about CROWD1. Thank you very much for those who have subscribed, and those who are just coming to subscribe, welcome to the team. As I've said about Bitcoin mining, it is one of the misunderstood concepts when it comes to Bitcoin, because we take the word mining, and we sometimes pictures can be so deceiving. You will see pictures about Bitcoin shown underground, as if Bitcoin it is mined underground, uh, just like precious stones. Gold, we know when you mine gold you go underground to get gold. But with Bitcoin mining, the concept is the same, but it is a bit different in how it is persecuted. But by the end of this presentation, as I've said, you will have a clear understanding when it comes to Bitcoin. Okay, this is the picture most people see when it comes to Bitcoin mining. It just explains the concept, it brings it closer for you so that you can understand what is Bitcoin mining. But when you know about mining, it is much more easier for you to understand about Bitcoin mining. You can see it is shown there. This is the miner, uh, going underground. He's using a tool to mine Bitcoin. It is the same concept with the Bitcoin. We have a miner, a person who's mining Bitcoin, and we have a tool used to mine Bitcoin, and you have Bitcoin as well. So, but it is slightly different, because when it comes to Bitcoin, you don't go underground and mine Bitcoin, even though you might, where you say Bitcoin mining, but you cannot find Bitcoin underground, because this is digital money. It is not fiat money. It is not your rand, your dollar, your euro, your yen. It is digital. So for the fact that it is digital, computer is involved in terms of mining Bitcoin, but I will explain it further as we proceed. But for now, it is important for you to know that even when you talk about Bitcoin mining, we have someone who's mining Bitcoin, number one. Number two, we have a tool to mine Bitcoin. And number three, we have a Bitcoin as a end results. We know that when you talk about mining, you know, you first of all, we know you go to great length, you go deeper underground, and when you get underground, you don't find it there, you don't find gold there, you don't find coal there. You even work using special tools so that you can get the precious stones. As you can see, the miners are mining to get coal, and they are not just mining. It takes effort, it takes hard work. This is during the day. Even at night, as you can see lights there, miners are mining precious stones. So once you understand this, it will be easier for you to know what is Bitcoin mining. Let us proceed. And as you can see, you know, people who are mining, they go underground. They go underground under intense heat, under intense circumstances, and it takes effort, hard work, dedication to be able to do this. And it takes for the fact that to talk about mining, it takes a lot of money to start mining. Mining, it is not a small business, even though it can be done at a smaller scale. But mining, overall, it is not a small business. Once you say you want to go into mining, for example, if you want to mine, you will first have to spend millions of rand to buy a mine and get a license so that you can go underground and mine Bitcoin and be regulated as well. So I'm still explaining the concept of mining. So now we will move on to now Bitcoin mining in terms of understanding. Once you have this understanding that I've just explained about mining, it will be easier for you to understand Bitcoin mining. And also the last thing that I want to say about Bitcoin, about mining. Mining, for you to mine, it takes special tools. We cannot go with a pig to go underground and mine. It takes a special tools for you to be able to do that, and it takes a special skill. Not anyone can mine. You can't wake up we wake up one day and say, I want to go and work as a miner, and you go and mine. It's a process, it's a training. So there must be some training that needs to be done for you to be able to mine. And also, most importantly, the tools that are used to mine are very special tools. Okay, let us now come to Bitcoin. As you can see the picture there, it tells you that this is Bitcoin, and this, as you can see, it's a computer, and these people are mining using special tools. Okay, see, which simply means to mine Bitcoin, you are using a computer. So it is not physically going underground, but it simply means you are using a computer, a special kind of a computer, to mine Bitcoin. And this process, just like when you mine gold, diamond, or any precious stones, it is very intense. It demands a lot of effort, it demands a lot of power, it demands a lot of resources. Even though when it comes to mining, you can mine at different level, just like mining precious stones. Not all mines are of the same scale or equal scale. Some, they are mining on a smaller scale. The advanced companies are mining and at more advanced scale, but out of in all, mining is mining. So it is the same when it comes to Bitcoin. You can mine Bitcoin using one machine. You can mine Bitcoin using 3 machines. You can mine Bitcoin using 1,000 machines and combine them together and be able to mine Bitcoin. So Bitcoin mining together, Bitcoin to mine Bitcoin, you are using a sophisticated computer. Not just a computer, but a sophisticated computer. Not any kind of computer, but a sophisticated one. A kind of computer that is designed, or a tool that is designed to mine Bitcoin. But it is a computer, but not a normal computer we use in the house, but it is a special one. You will see as we proceed. I will show you the pictures. As you can see, it takes, sometimes pictures are so deceiving. When you are looking at this picture, you will think that as much as you are using a computer to mine Bitcoin, uh, at the end of using a computer to mine Bitcoin, you will get a physical Bitcoin. But we know that this is this is not a fiat money. This is a digital money. Even though we say we are mining Bitcoin, but this is a digital currency, not a fiat currency like your dollar or rand or yen or pounds. So the computers that are used, they are built specifically to mine Bitcoin. There are machines involved to mine Bitcoin successfully, but those machines, they are so complex as I've explained. But as you proceed, you will see what I mean. Okay, these are the people who are mining. These people who are mining, we call them miners. So they are mining, and it is not a specific group of people. It is not a specific company, even though it is not limited to that. It can be an individual, it can be a group of people, it can be a company coming together with the resources to decide now we are going to go and do mining. But mining itself, as you can see, I will explain in details to our CROWD1 training channel. CROWD1 training channel, that's where we explain into details. But here we're just running through so that you have a better understanding when it comes to Bitcoin mining. These miners, as you can see there, this is a special computer. There's a lot of cards running there mining Bitcoin. And this is a process that demands intense power. So you can use one machine to mine Bitcoin, but the more machine we use, the better. And even in terms of rewards, because these people who are mining Bitcoin, they are not just using their computer for nothing. They are not just using their power and mining their effort, their resources, their hardware to mine Bitcoin. There is a reward. They are rewarded so that this process of Bitcoin mining, they validate certain transaction, but I will explain when it comes to that. But for you, it is important for you to know that anyone can mine Bitcoin. Anyone can just buy a machine and be able to mine Bitcoin. But at the certain scale that you decide to mine Bitcoin, it will also determine how much rewards you get. I will talk more about rewards on the few slides. So as you can see there, what they're trying to say with this picture, as I've said, pictures sometimes they can be so deceiving. If you're focusing on the picture and you don't have enough information, you can be misled. If you're looking at it at that picture, you will think that this person who's mining Bitcoin is using a pick and going underground. It is not the case. They are trying to say it cost a lot of effort for you to mine Bitcoin. As you can see, this represent power. So it takes a lot of power to mine Bitcoin, and it takes a lot of effort, as you can see. And a special tool, as I've explained, it takes a special kind of computers for you to be able to mine Bitcoin. So this guy is mining Bitcoin, and it takes a lot of effort. And it is not only one person who's doing so. And also this can be done at the same time. Different part of the you can be anywhere in the world running a special computer and using a special program to mine Bitcoin, because people who are mining Bitcoin, they are in the race. They are in the race to solve a complex mathematical problem, and the one who solved the problem gets rewarded. Let me just go to the next picture to explain that. So these people, they are miners. As you can see from the picture there, this is Bob. He's sending a message to Lisa. So Bob want to send a message to Lisa, but the message does not go straight to Lisa. The message, it will first go to miners, because when you send a message to Lisa, more or less, maybe we can say, sending the Bitcoin to the next person. The Bitcoin does not reach that person. There is a process in between, and they say roughly it takes 10 minutes for this process to be completed, because once you send this transaction, just for example, the bank, you are using the app to send money from one point to another, but this money, it will via through the bank, and from the bank into the next person. It is the same process here. Your message to send Bitcoin, it will via through the miners, and the miner, they work through the process, and that process, when it is complete within 10 minutes, then the transaction or the money, it is sent to Lisa. But for you to understand here, understand the picture here, it simply means in this transaction of Bob sending a miner, sending a Bitcoin to Lisa, there is different miners who are mining, and all of them are trying to solve this problem, because by mining you are trying to solve a mathematical problem, even though it is simply like trying to validate a transaction of Bitcoin. But that process, it is very intense, and it demands a lot of power. And as this problem is trying to be solved, different miners are competing to solve a problem. The one who solved a problem first will take a block and add it into the blockchain and validate the process and send a copy to each and every miner. It simply means I have successfully solved a problem. There is no need for you to proceed. Then another transaction comes. So this is briefly, miners are mining Bitcoin, but they are validating a certain transaction from a person who's sending one Bitcoin or a certain Bitcoin to the next person. Okay, this is the effort. The miners are working very hard to mine, and at the end of the day, arrived at the right answer to a numeric problem. First, the first person to get to solve the problem, he is rewarded with a Bitcoin, as you can see. And these other people who have spent this is the thing about Bitcoin. Only one person can successfully solve the problem first. Those who are coming behind, those who have not solved the problem, all the work that has been done, it gets destroyed. It gets saved in a certain point. It gets saved in a certain maybe a pool where all unsuccessful transactions, they are getting saved there. And even though you did not solve your problem, it took effort, it took resources, it took hard work, it took certain effort. So all of that is in vain. You see how costly it is. So you must know that you won't be able to be the one who's solving the problem always, because there are people who are competing with you depending on what machine you are using. So the more you use a better machine, is the more you get to solve the problem first. So after solving the problem, this is the person who solved the problem, he is rewarded with a Bitcoin. Okay, as you can see, these sophisticated computers that you are used to mine Bitcoin are different and are at different scale. And the good thing about it, you can start at a smaller scale, maybe start with using one machine. As you grow and the company becomes big, you add another machine, and your company becomes big, you grow, you expand, you're making more money by getting those Bitcoins, and the process continue and forth and forth and forth, so that at the end of the day, you are building your company as a miner. You are building this, you are mining Bitcoin at the bigger scale. But when you start, you can start using one machine. And this one machine, even though it costs, when I check one machine, it goes up to $600 to $700. One machine, just one machine, depending on the brand. But one machine, it can be roughly around there, minimum. So you see, it takes a lot of effort. And these computers, because they are special machines, they demand a lot of electricity. So you must be prepared to have a higher bill when it comes to electricity when you decide to go into mining. Okay, I've said a lot about Bitcoin mining, but I have not explained what is Bitcoin mining. Bitcoin mining, briefly, you can say it is Bitcoin mining. It is a process of generating Bitcoin. So you are in the process of generating Bitcoin by solving a complex mathematical or cryptographic problem. So when you say a person he is a Bitcoin miner, that person he is solving he is working, or he is in the process of generating Bitcoin by solving a complex mathematical problem. you know Briefly, that is how we can explain Bitcoin. You are working very hard to solve a certain problem, and this problem you are trying to solve, it is a transaction sent from one person to the next person, and this person who is solving this problem, it will depend on the power of your machine to be able to solve this problem. It can take you days for not even validating one transaction, because you'll find that other strong machines, strong computers are competing with you as a miner, but the one who solves the problem first will get rewarded with Bitcoin. So this is one of the machine used to mine Bitcoin, but they are different. They are not limited to this machine. This is the Antminer company making these machines, but these machines are different, but they look more or less like this. But as I've said, you can combine them and build your capacity to mine Bitcoin. You mine the Bitcoin using this sophisticated machine, and they demand a lot of power. As you can see the fan there, they demand a lot of energy for them to run and mine Bitcoin. So this person, he has accumulated machines. As you can see there, maybe he started by building, because you see there are racks, different racks, but maybe, as you can see there, this is the person who's not at the advanced stage of mining Bitcoin. Maybe he started by using this one machine, but as he grows and expand, he bought another machine. As you can see, per rack there are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 machines. 1 2 3 4 yeah, no, 1 2 3 4 5 machines in one rack. It might have taken to complete one this, because of the cost of building this machine. It can take 6 months to build one machine, or even more. So you can see this person has been gradually building his machines to mine Bitcoin, and the more machines you build, the more chances you have to solve more mathematical problems, and your rewards for Bitcoin, you even increase your chances of being rewarded with a Bitcoin. This one is a bit more advanced. You see, this picture is a bit complicated. The cables are running. Maybe this person is still starting to get into the game, but this one he is more advanced. As you can see there, the machines, he also built these machines, different racks. Those computers are running in terms of validating the Bitcoin. But what I'm trying to say is you can mine Bitcoin at different scales. That person has just started, but he has grown to a little bit more advanced stage. But this one, you can see he's a bit more organized, or far ahead. His cables are not hanging, they are tied together, and the racks are being built properly, and they must be in a special room, and you need enough fan to cool down this system, because it is so energy intense. As you can see, this person, it can be a company. As you can see, these computers are more complicated, these are more machines, and you need special engineers when you are running at this level. You also need to invest money into getting the correct people to have the correct skills to connect these computers for you, because one mistake, you will burn all of this, your money is gone. your money is gone, because it takes a lot of money to build these machines. It runs up to millions and millions of dollars to combine this machine. So once you decide to go at a bigger scale of mining Bitcoin, it simply means you need to invest into the correct skills for people to be able to run these sophisticated machines. As you can see, these guys, they are technicians. This is a farm. When you talk about, when it comes to farming, there are those who are farming behind their yard small, and there are those who are farming on the bigger land, and there are those who are farming on the hectares of land, so that they can be able to sustain, to make sure that the food security is secured. These are the people who are farming, who are mining Bitcoin on the farming scale. These are very, very big companies. As you can see, the racks there, and the machine that runs validating the Bitcoin. These are very big machines. So it simply means these people, they've invested a lot of money into a bigger scale mining. So these are big companies who can be able to afford to put more machines to mine Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, by now, they are mined at different scale, as I've explained, and you will need a special skill, special people who have a special skill, who can be able to connect all these machines for you. So briefly, you can see mining, it is not a small game. You must be prepared to have a lot of money, and sometimes this money will be lost in between. And for you, maybe to get the return of your money, it will take years, not too many years, but it will take some time, because now you have to pay the bills of electricity for you to be able to do this successfully. And let us go through I will show you different pictures that talks about mining at different levels, at different scales, by different people, and the details of mining. So this Beyonce is sending Bitcoin to Jennifer, but from Beyonce to Jennifer, it is a process. Let us go through that process. So transaction data, it is shared with Bitcoin users from the memory pool, and the miners compete to validate the transaction using proof of work. It simply means when Beyonce sends the Bitcoin, it will go through this process, and it gets to miners, and miners, they are working very hard to make sure that they solve this problem. And the miner who solved the puzzle first share his results across the other nodes, which simply means if we have 10,000 miners, one miner is able to solve the problem first, and once the problem is solved, he is sent the copy to all other miners, saying to them, you know what, you can stop what you are doing. I have successfully mined the bit. I have successfully solved the problem. You can focus on the next problem. And this copy, this solved problem that is being solved, it is shared amongst all the miners. And after that, now the Bitcoin association with the transaction, it is received by Elisa. So once this problem is solved and the block is added, the person who's supposed to get the Bitcoin will receive the Bitcoin. It is more like the miners are working as a middleman, between the person who's sending the Bitcoin and the person who's receiving the Bitcoin. It is more like the bank. You send your money from one bank to another, to the next person, and the middle person is the bank. But in this case, the middle person is the miner who is validating the process. And simultaneously, the miner who solved the puzzle get a reward of 12.5 Bitcoin. This is the value of, as much as it will demand a lot of money for you to start building your machines, but once you run and you're running successfully, it is very beneficial, because every miner who solved the block, and this block is solved successfully, he will get 12.5 Bitcoins. You get 12.5 Bitcoins for solving the problem. So this is the rewards the miners get by solving the problem, by using their computers, by using their power as well. So this is another example at the different scale. So uh, to verify the verifying of the transaction, and the bundle of transaction in a block. So these are different transactions, and selected the header of the most recent block and insert it to the new block as a hash. So the solve the proof of work, and this is just explains the problem, the process of validating the Bitcoin using this process. Okay, this is the last one. Starting from here, all up to there, you are sending your Bitcoin. You are using the address of the person you are sending the Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin get processed, and this is the user, and the wallet signs the transaction using the raw private key. The private key is the key that you keep for your wallet, because once you send your Bitcoin, you have a private key and the public key. The public key is the address you send to the person who's gonna send your Bitcoin to. He send you the public key, but the private key is the one that you can be only use. You can only have access to your private key. You cannot share it with any other person. So the transaction is validated by the network user, and the miners included the transaction, and the process goes on, and Lisa receives his his Bitcoin, and the process is complete. Okay. Well, what I want to say about this, I'm now concluding. This person who's mining Bitcoin, once he successfully mined Bitcoin, he is rewarded with Bitcoin. It explains that he is rewarded with a Bitcoin. So this is the rewards one get after solving a Bitcoin. So this is the miner accumulating Bitcoins by solving a mathematical problem. And what I want to say about the Bitcoin, you must be prepared to have a very high bill of electricity, because mining Bitcoin, it demands a lot of power. It demands a lot of electricity. So you must be prepared to say to you must be prepared to have a very high bill of electricity. Hence, you must start at a smaller scale and grow bit by bit to become a successful Bitcoin miner. Thank you very much. I hope I've explained everything, and thank you for allowing me to get into your computer, to get into your phone, to get into your laptop, to get into your iPad, to be able to listen to me and get information about Bitcoin mining. Please don't forget to subscribe, and your subscription, it is encouraging me to get even more news about Bitcoin, about cryptocurrency, and about CROWD1. Thank you very much.